Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006 Very Hard DLC, a rare post-commentary video where I want to show off the S-rank run for this level, because I think it has got a lot going for it, and it was quite a lot of fun to record as well, so I figured why not do this as a sort of a bonus thing, and I didn't want to just plop it down at the end of the other video because it would be incredibly long. You can also expect, after I do the S-rank here in a relatively efficient manner, with one caveat which you're going to see in a bit, just a bit of extra footage. This is pretty much half the video of a few things I found, because the level is rather complex and, as I said, quite fun actually, so I had a lot of fun playing around with it, and also of course a little bit of a failure reel where I die in fun and interesting ways, because while I did have a lot of fun, it also meant I had a lot of fun, as in I had to try a few times. Anyway, first thing we're going to do here is basically take a little bit of an inefficient path through, because I was still figuring out what gives me the most points, what is still relatively quick. I could go over to the left of the bridge and so on, take the big shortcut and so on, but this way is pretty fun, and I wanted to see it and how it worked out, and it did work out in the end, because after all, this is the uninterrupted S-rank run. Compared to the normal mode, it's not that different, but there is a few more homing attack chains, a few different enemy placements. Here I think you're supposed to hit them with the exploding box, but it will only take out half their health, and it's a bit weird. I don't know why they did it like this. Do like this part here where you can get the free 1-up, which is 200 points of course, and skip a bunch around here. Again, it might be more efficient points wise and also time wise to take a different route, but this worked out in the end. And there is one specific thing where it did work out, as you're going to see in a bit. Even though I made a blunder here, and I make another blunder here by trying to be a little bit too quick, I decide to press on regardless, even though this costs me 7,000 points. Those are the points that I just lost while running Savant here. But as I said, uninterrupted S-rank run, this is still going to end up an S-rank run, so I'm quite glad that I stuck with it, and this also shows that it's not nearly as tight as it might be for other levels and for other characters for sure, because let me tell you, already I did the S-ranks for Silver, most of them, and the Kingdom Valley one, wow, that was a doozy, that was really tight. But for Sonic, you have a lot more freedom to just play around with the level a little bit, and I do appreciate that. Granted, a huge part of that is that I am going to skip Silver, and I did cheat a lot with holding down the time slow, of course, so the time bonus might be a little bit inflated, because I am, as I said, skipping a lot here, but on the other hand, because I'm skipping a lot here, I'm also missing out on a bunch of points, and we saw I could have had 7,000 more points, which is relatively significant. It's not quite a 10th, but yeah. Anyway, this was really close, because it is extremely easy while you are in Tiny Sonic State to just walk off a ledge, and once you have walked off a ledge, you don't have any form of coyote time, as people call it, where you basically get some free reign to press the jump button in the air like a few frames after you fell. Lots of Mario games do this, and this is also why they feel much better to play. Mario Sunshine doesn't, which is why it feels like ass to play. But yeah, no such luck in Sonic 06. I do encounter a second invisible wall here, so they actually did try to fence you in a little bit here, as if they knew that there was a way to break through everything. But yeah, Sonic saying hello to Sonic here still works. You just have to be a little bit judicious with where you actually go with your infinite jumps. Anyway, next part here, of course, this one here is automated. There is not much you can do here. Also for the longer part later on. And for the combat itself, I do like to just slow time down a lot while this happens. So this is something that will actually screw me over in a later part, as we're going to comment on once that happens. But for now, just remember to hold off on the time slow once the door actually wants to open. Here you can see that I can actually pull this off rather easily. If I put my mind to it, you just have to be confident. A lot of things are about confidence here, and wow, I actually reached this ring completely legitimately with no issue whatsoever. I don't know why in all my times trying the normal run it didn't work. Maybe it was actually put too high in the normal run, and they fixed this for very hard. I'm not going to go back and like take screenshots and compare. It's like I'm not that dedicated to this stupid game, but it's interesting that it just worked here. I just was like trying it out because again I'm just having fun playing around a little bit, and it did work. It's fine. It's cool. So that's great. Like again, I keep repeating that, but it bears repeating. Give this game another year of polish, and it might have been really, really good. As it is, you have to look for your fun where you can find it. But yeah, you know, mission statement of the whole Let's Play and so on. There's nothing much to comment on here, it's just the normal stuff, and also this one, the automated sequence, as I said, there is nothing much changed. I still wonder why the homing attack chain here is basically the same as for the normal version, though I think they are more linear, which makes it easier. The hard mode version is in Silver's version, actually, where you have to replay this. Did screw me over once. Look forward to that. It's wasn't fun. It's like, I don't know, 10 minutes in or so. It's great. Anyway, next combat room, and this is where slowing down time is actually detrimental to me. Because it stops the enemies from spawning correctly. And oh, it actually worked out in this recording, never mind. There was a different one where I slowed time down so much that the enemies spawned in too high above the explosive crates, and I didn't get the point bonus for the second group of enemies, so that was a bit annoying, because that's a lot of points. You do want to have those, even though again I got a 7,000 point buffer if I hadn't died at the start, but still. And this is also a reason why I wanted to post-commentate this video. If you have seen this before and are not like completely taken by surprise, like what the hell do they actually suppose that I do this? Do they actually expect me to do this? If you have gotten used to the rail being as it is a little, because you never have to do this in the vanilla game, this is actually quite fun. I do like this sequence. It does bear repeating again that yes, the engine is garbage, but if you do know that you have to jump early and that you can't rely on the homing attack not depositing you basically back where you just started, then yeah, it's fine. It's actually quite fun, I think, and it's worth getting good at this and then just pulling this off like here, completely, confidently, sleekly, looks amazing. Of course, the mark speed section in the end, there's always the danger of getting hit from something dumb. Boy, are you going to see that at the end of the video as well. But if you can do this relatively efficiently and follow all these ring trails with a light speed dash, there's like 200 rings here, and that's also a huge potential buffer for any sort of point issues you might have. So this is actually, because this is a relatively easy mark speed section, it still has its own trappings. You are going to see quite a few deaths in the end of the video, but all things considered, this is more or less a blessing, because you see here, even though I got hit at the start and lost all the rings I came in with, 149 rings is a significant bonus, and this is more than enough to make up for the loss I had at the start of this video, giving me a relatively comfortable lead on S rank, so that was nice. As I said, the rest of the video, would love for you to stick around. I'm going to commentate over it, as we're going to go into a few more details of this level, especially one in the rails part, which really surprised me and I thought that was really cool, so stick around for that. First of all, this is where I died after the in the original S-Rank video. I just wanted to show off a few parts here where I, don't die and pull this off smoothly instead. Also, I wanted to start with a little bit of a Heartstopper moment. I'm playing around even more here and actually use the green gem in this recording, which I very rarely have done, but I do think it's kind of fun to use that once in a while and try to hit bigger groups of enemies with it. And from now on we have new content, of course. So yeah, it can work out relatively well for you. Like here, I think about the time it takes for the animation to finish is pretty much the same you would take if you just homing attack the dudes, but it's a unique thing that you don't see very often, and that's cool, isn't it? So I like doing that sometimes. Anyway, I still don't know what the invisible enemy, which we just passed, does. I haven't haven't tried figuring it out, to be quite honest. Maybe if I kill it, it kills a bunch of enemies around it and gives me a bunch of points. Would be in line, but I don't know. Trying to activate the glitch here, but I think it only works if you don't have anti-gravity. I think this might be why this didn't just work, because usually you can do that with box stands. I think you can always do it with Shadow, because Shadow doesn't have anti-gravity, so yeah, that's that. Also, testing here, yep, this one is still hit it twice and then it does different things. Great design for the silver medal. For here it's just like 10 rings and a 1-up. That's well, a few points, I guess. And yeah, rails, I tell you, rails, if they worked well, this level would be incredible. As it is, this is a pretty good level. Definitely a bit of an upgrade in later parts of the level for sure, compared to the original version, because you don't have to do all of those combat rooms. Instead you can just do a little bit of railing. But you really have to get used to them. Anyway, skipping ahead a little bit to this part here, just something neat I figured, where I was like, can I just skip all over this? And the answer is no, not quite, but you can skip a surprising amount of it, and this was safe. Like, I was really surprised that it didn't kill me, but no, you can just latch onto the rail, and sometimes the game works, and it's always a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot that I had already done this in a normal S-Rank video, so I was just like showing off that I can actually do this, and I can also do this, just the entire rail section here, just a little bit of flexing, you know. But yeah, if you don't skip ahead to this ring, you can also go here, homing attack properly, because the rail you just jumped off from is further behind you, so that's nice, and that's how this is supposed to work. Anyway, this is a huge thing that I really wanted to show off well, where if you go through here, and go through this part, which is Silver's part. He comes through here, also in that direction. There's nothing here, of course, except for a few elements that they copy-pasted, like the destructible wall here. There's also this kind of secret thing here, where you never have to go into. With Silver, there is a bonus here, and of course this is just completely empty for Sonic, because they don't expect you to go here. Of course, why would you? But, and that's a huge thing, they do know that you can somehow end up here. Because, you know, the door doesn't open, there is no fight here anymore, and I'm stuck here because of the physics. But I'm curious, is the loading zone still behind the door? I know that speedrunners can use the white gem to glitch through doors, so I'm trying it here, but then I realized, wait, you can also use the light blue gem to glitch through doors because of the speed it gives you. There we go, I'm behind the door. There's nothing here. It's just a solid black wall. There is no loading zone copy-pasted, which is interesting. That means they deliberately took it out or moved it high up to where the eagle takes you. So the thing is, am I soft-locked now, or do I have to jump all the way back and do the rail part? Can I go up to the eagle? Because, you know, this is where the loading zone is, but there is nothing for the sky blue gem to latch onto. So, did they make it possible for me to get soft-locked? No. It's not possible to get soft locked here. They added these springs specifically if you end up there somehow, so that you can still reach the loading zone, and this is amazing. I really like that they took the time and effort to put a failsafe in their stupid DLC very hard level for super experts, because they know somebody's going to fuck around and find out. That's great. Speaking of fucking around and finding out, yep, the Lightspeed dash is still problematic. And the rest of the video is just going to be, yeah, failed attempts at the S rank. So I had a few of those, absolutely, for sure. And some of them a little bit comical early on, not a big issue, you know, it's just like playing around. Some of them is like, yeah, 3 minutes in, this is actually like 4 minutes because I kept slowing time. It's like, you know, can't trust this guy, Jim. You can't trust it unless you have done this a couple of times before. And as I've mentioned before, it's extremely easy to run off ledges with the purple gem. So it's like 7.5 minutes in, it's like, you don't want to see this happen, but it does. And it's always a bit of an annoyance, let's say. But I mean, I knew what I signed up for with all of Now playing around and just insisting on doing the S ranks here as well. You can tell from the points that this is just screwing around in the end, practice basically, so this is not too much of a loss. I would never have gotten an S rank here, but I do know that people love seeing Sonic ragdoll in various poses, and boy do I have content for you. So stick around if you just want to see him just die over and over again in absolutely hilarious ways. I don't even know why he died there. I think there must be a kill plane to the side. It's like, yeah, if you are here, you are already dead, so I'm just going to ease your suffering a little bit. It's like, okay, thanks. This one here is on me. I just wanted to find out if you can actually run underneath this pillar, because why wouldn't you be able to? But no, the wall ends here. The wall running, as usual, is just very bad in this game. Just don't try to do it if you can at all avoid it. Anyway, yeah, this tends to happen as well. I think you could maybe glitch up in the S rank I do, but no, not really. And then finally a clip where I was getting really salty. As you can tell here, I got a nice point buffer. It's like I died at some point, but 11,000 points is okay. There could be 20, but okay, whatever. And I got 110 rings to go in here, and I don't get hit at the start. So potentially I'm looking at 250-ish rings in the end, which would be 25,000 points after all, which might just be enough. And just keep that in mind, maybe pause in the end and do the math yourself. I did it, and yeah, it's a little disappointing to say the least. So here 200 rings, easy enough, not a big problem, and I got a quite nice time here. You can tell it's only just passing the 6-minute mark, officially that is. I played like 8 minutes with the red gem, and I'm heading into the home stretch now. From now on the run should be fine, right? Because there's just a bunch of guiding lightspeed dashes, which, you know, should just take you past the pillars, but I veer off just a little bit, just a tiny flick of the control stick, lose 200 plus rings, and 200 rings lost would be 20,000 points, would be an S rank. Not pleased. Thank you very much for your attention.